Hi, it's Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing Live, number 123. And welcome to our show today. Today we're going to be talking about what is mixed. What does mixed voice mean? And I'm going to give you some singing exercises that are going to help you build that mixed voice. And that's going to help you pretty well understand what does mixed voice mean. So hi, everybody. Very nice to have you here. We've already got a crowd waiting out here. So Ivan, hi, nice to have you here today. Nuno, Silva, great to have you. The Phantom Ariel, thanks you guys for joining me today. All right, so let me just ask you this question. What does mixed voice mean? What does mixed voice mean? All right, so if you will learn today by doing exercises what mixed voice means, because I'm going to strive to get you in your mix. But vocally, if you are in a mix of two things, you have to have two things to mix, right? Like flour and water. If you're going to mix something, you have to have two different things. What two things are we mixing vocally? Do you know? If you do, let me know what that is. What are we mixing? Or maybe it's just one of the two things. If you don't know, just say I don't know. Just let me know in the comment section below. I don't know, or go ahead and give me the answer. I could give you a hint, but I think you'll probably figure this out. Okay, so today I want to talk about this subject because, first of all, I had never heard of it myself. I had never even heard of mixed singing. And I sang for years and years and years, and then stopped singing for a long time because I had a big fail in singing a solo, and I just decided that, I wasn't going to pursue it. Well, but that was where my heart really was. It's a story we won't go into here, but let me just say that I had never heard of mixed voice or mixed singing. So, when I first learned about it, it fascinated me, but I still didn't really understand it. For a couple years, I studied voice and still couldn't tell if I was singing in a mix and exactly what, theoretically, I guess I kind of knew what it was supposed to be, but I didn't know how it felt. So I'm hoping that today, at the end of this discussion, we're going to have that solved. I want to say hi to, again, Nuna, Daniel, hi. It's your last time. Chest resonance. Yep, chest and head resonance. Right on, Daniel. Hi, George. Nice to have you here today. It is easier to find chest and head voice than mix. Agreed. I think that's a really great point. Okay, so here's the lay of the land today. I'm going to talk about, number one, what does mixed voice mean? And I'm going to demonstrate that. Number two, I'm going to talk about how do you know you're in a mixed voice, and I'm going to give you some exercises for that. And number three, I'm going to give you exercises to build your mixed voice, okay? And so we'll go to that point. I'm not going to take a lot of questions in between. I'll answer your questions at the end, but I want to get through these three things because people want to know what these are. All right? So, number one, what does mixed voice mean? All right. In short, mixed voice means, as was already explained by Daniel, it is a chest and head resonance blend. So if I were just singing in chest, it would sound like this. Ah! That's not a mix. I'm just pulling up the chest voice. I don't have any head vibration blending in or mixing in with my chest. If I so in a fashion, I'm explaining what mix is by what it is not. That's not a mix. That's a breaking into falsetto. So the reason why that's not a mix is I have nothing. There's nothing to blend together there because I've let go of my connection to the bottom. So a mix then is being able to continue through this middle area, which we call the bridge, which is the transition from low voice, chest, to high voice, head. That bridge area is where that mix begins. So you may not be able to tell that there's an element of chest and there's an element of head unless I take one of them out. I just took out the chest. So that's not a mix. The mix is excuse me. And so that mix is a blend of the chest voice and the head voice. Now, if I said, what's missing? Well, I don't have a blend. I don't have a mix of chest because there's no chest in that. It's all either falsetto or I don't think that was falsetto. That's falsetto. I don't have a mix there because it's only falsetto. I don't have any chest at all. Now, how do I get into that? Listen to this as I go through that middle, and we talked about this last week. The vowel begins to narrow slightly. So picture a figure 8. So the shape of the 8. Okay, the letter, the number 8. So imagine as you're coming, it's getting narrower and narrower in this transition area. Let's just pretend that that's your bridge. So that vowel has to narrow slightly to get through that transition, and then it can open back up again, and it keeps doing that repeatedly over and over. So because there's another bridge, and then another bridge, and so forth. For the men, about every tritone. Well, for men and women, about every tritone. Most guys, we only really deal with the 3 bridges. But the women can sing in 4th and 5th bridge and even 6th bridge. So now, so the answer to the first question, what does mixed voice mean? It is a blend or a mixture of chest and some head voice. That's not a mix. That's a let go into falsetto. So falsetto doesn't blend into the chest either. Or it's again, it's not. I'm just pulling up my chest voice, so I don't have a blend of the head voice. And so in that area of transition, if I don't start mixing or allowing this combination of both chest and head vibration, then by the time I get to the top, and if I keep doing it with chest, more chest, and more chest, it's called pulled chest. It's pulling it up higher, higher, and higher. And it's very stressful on the vocal cords. Singers who get damaged vocal cords are often pulling the chest voice too high. Okay. Now, number 2, how do you know you are in a mixed voice? Well, I guess I've already sort of answered that, haven't I? If I go into falsetto, it's not a mix. Nothing there to mix. If I pull the chest voice up, I'm not in mix. And so we've got to maintain this bottom. Now the way I get into it is by narrowing the vowel. So from to Now I can open the vowel back up. That's an advanced technique. But it's because I'm already in mix, and I can sing a little more open vowel as long as I maintain that mix. So as long as I stay in that narrow place. Ah. So I'm opening that vowel, ah, but I'm not just pulling up the chest. Ah. I'm not doing that. So how do you know you're in a mixed voice? The second part of that is not only are you not breaking into falsetto or you're not pulling up the chest, but the area of the bridge. So for the men, it'd be the E, F, F sharp above middle C for the majority of men. For the majority of women singers, it's A above middle C, A, B flat, B, C. That's an area of, that's where that transition zone is, that bridge. So if you're singing in that area, so for the men, oh, that's the E right here. Oh. Now if I'm pulling chest, it's going to be ah, or if I'm in falsetto, oh. So if you're staying connected and you're not pulling and you're not in falsetto, you're in a mix. Now, one fast way to get into your mix is staying connected, right? So let's do this for a second. Would you say, nay, 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 nay? Ladies, I don't want to leave you out because it's the same principle. Excuse me. Nay, 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 nay. So, ladies, if I take you from C, middle C to high C, your bridge starts here on the A. Just do that for me and say, nay, 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 nay. What we have to do, first of all, is connect it so that the voice is not disconnecting or the tone's not disconnecting. Listen. Nay, 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 nay. If I said nay, 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 nay. If I break, then I lose the bottom. I lose the tonal connection to the chest. So I want it, first of all, I must have a connected tone. And so this nay, 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 a little bit silly sounding. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Ladies, this is in your register. And so this is from E above middle C to the B right next to the high C. Nay, 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 nay. Nay, 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 nay. Well, what is that? It's not falsetto, right? It's deeper than falsetto. But it's also not pulled up chest. So I didn't break into falsetto, but I'm not pulling up the chest voice. I'm not saying, nah, 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 nah. So it's a form of a mix. Now, the larynx is up a little bit, but first of all, we've got to connect it. We have to get the tone connected from chest to head. So that nay, nay, nay is a great way to know that you are in mixed voice. Now, is it finished, a finished tone or finished sound? No, because we don't sing that way or we don't talk that way, right? So why would we want to sing that way? But it does build our confidence. Nay, 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 nay. Guys, that's yours. From B to the F sharp. C to G. Nay, 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 nay. So I know that I'm in some kind of a mix there. Now, like I say, it's not finished sound, but I'm connected in that bridge. I'm not in falsetto, and I'm not pulling up chest. So that way I know that I've started the process of getting into my mixed voice. So that's number. So let me also give you a couple other exercises here. If I said, this is maybe a little bit more straightforward, we'll go a little more normal sounding. For the men, let's do you first. If I said, no, 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 no. I'm starting at the D, which is an octave on the octave repeat. is still below the first bridge on the top. If you did this for me and say, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Those last two were a mix. There was a mix of chest and head. The E and the F. Now, if I had said, no, 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 that wouldn't have been a mix. You can hear the first one has some head in it, but the second one just fell right down into, the vibration just dropped right down into my mouth. And so it just becomes pulled up chest. No, 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 no. That's just pulled up chest. If I leave that second vowel, no, in the second vowel no in the place of where the first one felt, no, 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 no. That's an easy way to feel that mixed voice. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Now at first you might be tempted to say, no, 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 no. That would not be mix. You've got to be very careful that you don't allow that second vowel, no, to spread open beyond where the first vowel was in a more narrow place. No, 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 no. Now, ladies, the same thing here. If I started at the G above middle C, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Now, if you spread that second vowel and let it go wide, no, 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 no. If you drop, no, no, no. If you spread it so that it drops down into the mouth, you've lost that mix. It's no longer a mix, it's just chest voice. So you've got to keep that. This is an exercise to find that mixed feeling. No, 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 no. Now again, the first one can't be no, 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 no. It can't be pulled up chest. No, no, no. No, 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 no. So that's a fast way to find your mix voice. No, 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 no. You do that exercise on the E, F, F sharp for the guys, or for the girls, A, B flat, B, and C. Now you can start a one or two notes before that. So for the guys, I started you in the D just to get you into it. No, 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 no. But if I'd said no, 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 that would just be, I've got a little bit of a mix going, even though I'm pulling the mix down a little bit. The second one, no, 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 is just in chest. You've got to maintain that vowel. You've got to do the second one, the no, right where the first one was, in the new. No, 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 no. That's the fast way to find the feeling of mixed voice. I've got chest voice going. No, 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 no. And head voice going at the same time. No, 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 no. Now, number 3, exercises to build the mixed voice. Now, this is, so hopefully we've answered, what does mixed voice mean? It's a blend of chest and head. And the feeling of it is described as a blend, no, 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 no. And if I break into falsetto, I've lost that mix. If I pull up the chest voice, I was never in it. And so that's how you can monitor yourself, you've maintained the connected tone through the bridge. E, F, F sharp for the guys, A, B flat, B, C for the ladies. That's the A above middle C to the high C. Now, exercises to build mixed voice aren't too much different than what we've already covered here. Let's start with the guys again. Let's start on the D, which is just a whole note below your first bridge, and just to get this feeling of no 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 no. F sharp. No 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 no. Now, if you doubt that you're in your another way of doing it to get very tuned in to what your voice is doing, do it on goo goo go go. Goo 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 go. If I say goo 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 go go, then I know I'm not in it. Goo 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 goo. Or no 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 no. For the ladies, you would start here at the G. No 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 no. No 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 no. Sorry. No 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 no. No 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 no. Now, if at any time I disconnected into falsetto or started pulling up the chest, then you know you've lost the mix. Now it's just either falsetto or it's just pulled up chest. You've got to maintain that connected tone, and if it disconnects, then you know you've lost that mix. All right. Now, exercise number 2. Nu no. Instead of nu no, we're going to say nu nuh, like nook, like breakfast nook. Nu 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 nu. E. Nu 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 nu. Now this is more difficult because nu is more open than no. But so if I said nu 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 na na na, can you hear that that's starting to splat a little bit? Na na na. No 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 no. I want that no to be exactly where the first one was, which was new. No 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 no. No 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 no. Ladies, same thing for you. A. No 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 no. If I said no 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 no, if I open it up, I've lost that mix. Or if I crack into falsetto, so we got to maintain that. No 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 no. This is the way you build your mix. You've got to be able to do this and do it repeatedly. If you just did it in chest, no, 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 no. What are you building? You're building pulled up chest. You're not building mix if you do it that way. Someone once said that it's like they felt like they were singing in a pipe. This is one of my students. He felt like he was singing in a metal pipe, long metal pipe. And in order to do it right, the second one had to fit in the same pipe. No, 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 no. But if I said no, 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 now it's outside that pipe. It's got to be in that same location. No, 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 no. It's just a visual way of, kind of a way of thinking it, feeling it. What does it feel like to you? No, 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 no. Last exercise to build your mix. This time we're going to add a third vowel. No, 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 no. No, no, no. It's like boot, book, and buck. No, 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 no. This is more challenging because the vowel is getting more open. It's a more open vowel, but we can't let it spread beyond where the new was. If you do, you lose your mix. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ladies, for you it would be up here. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Now, if at any point I said no, 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 I would have lost my mix. That vibration that was up in my head just fell down into my mouth, and now I've just got chest vibration going. I don't have a blend of the chest and the head. So doing these exercises, as I've shown you, starts to build the strength of your mix. Now, notice another thing that I want to point out is in doing that exercise, if you can crescendo, that is, get a little bit louder, but leave that, don't let it fall into your chest. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You can hear that I'm crescendoing, but can you hear that I'm not going beyond where the new first was, that more narrow, that smaller place? No, 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 no. If I did, it would sound like this. No, 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 no. I'm peaking on my sound. I'm sorry, you guys. Probably it's creating a little bit of distortion. But that's what it sounds like to listen to somebody pull their chest voice. I just kind of, it's like a distortion, and it slaps you in the ears, and it's just not pleasant. But a nice, solid, strong mixed voice doesn't ever do that. Okay, so now let me just say one other thing, and then I'll take questions here. First step is you've got to know what you tend to do when you go through the bridge. And that's why I have the vocal test. So you need to get your vocal test. If you haven't taken the vocal test, which describes what you tend, so the results of that vocal test helps you understand what you tend to do when you go through the bridge. Do you tend to pull chest through it? Do you tend to go into falsetto, flip into falsetto? Do you tend to just go really, really breathy so you can get through without feeling it? Or are you mixing through there? So I want to encourage you to go in the description below and look for a free PDF, get your vocal type. And it's a PDF that takes you right to the vocal test on my website, powertosing.com. It takes you right to videos about your vocal type, the results that you'll find in the test. You'll determine whether you're pulled chest, high larynx, or flip falsetto, or light chest, no chest voice, or mix. And then there are exercises on this PDF. There's a link right to the exercises to the videos that tell you about it, and then to the exercises that you can do to begin building your mix. That's what that's really what that leads to, that vocal test. All right. Thanks for your patience. I wanted to get to those 3 things and also encourage you to get the PDF in the description below if you don't have your vocal type yet, and that will help you a great deal. All right, so let me go up to the top here and we'll start taking questions. First of all, I just want to make a comment on what Ivan says. It's easier to once you've found chest and head voice. Yeah, if you don't have chest, then what are you mixing? You can't mix it. So one of the first things that we want to do, that I like to do, is establish chest. So if I have a student that comes in and they're very light and very breathy, and there's just nothing in the bottom, we've got to get the chords together. Because what happens if you have this light, breathy sound? There's just no chest voice. And then what are you mixing? A light, breathy, airy, whatever with the head voice. That just is not going to fly, is it? So we got to have that chest established. I think it's harder to find, to do that with head voice, because that's what many of us, including myself, never been in head voice. So it's pretty hard to find that. But that's what we do actually when we say, nay, 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 nay. That top note's head voice. So in a way, Ivan, you're right. We got to, we can start feeling that connected tone up in our head. Okay, so Nuno says, Chuck, I've been watching your streams and videos, and today I've hit the E5. Whoa, nice. But it was strange because I felt my chest and head vibrate a lot. Well, E5 is way up there. So I understand why you'd feel your head vibrate a little bit. What vowel was it on, Nuno? I guess that's a good question to know. What were you singing? Were you singing just an exercise? Were you singing a word? Because, if the chest is vibrating, I'm not quite sure why that would be the case since it's so high. By then, all the vibrations up in your head. Yapadios, hi, nice to see you today. Thanks for joining us. Akshay, awesome that you're here. Sven, Soli, nice to have you here. Daniel Mark says, strangely, when doing that scale through the bridge, I've noticed I can ascend but get stuck in a heady mix or maybe head voice when going down. Yeah, it's a coordination thing, right? You've got to begin to allow the chest to begin coming in by degrees. We don't want to slam into chest voice. No, 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 no. You just got to be. So you can bring your mix down until you start getting firmly. It's okay if you keep bringing mix down into chest. You can overlap mix down into the chest. No, 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 no. So gradually let that chest come in. Good comment. The Phantom Ariel says, haha, the real shaker. Thank you for sharing. My pleasure. Thank you. You are saying my name. Nuno Silva. This message is held for review. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see what it is. Okay, just KKS, KS, KKS. All right. Daniel, laugh out loud. So I put too much into my chest. Phantom Ariel, join the club. For us guys, especially, we've only lived there, right? We don't talk up here. We don't say cab, or Uber. We don't talk there. And so it's very foreign to us, this feeling of head voice. It's really something to get used to over time. Inca King says, hey Chuck, how can a person stop talking with the high larynx?
Well, I'm not really sure. It can be a real habit. And what I've found that is helpful.
is to have doing these exercises has gradually brought my larynx down. And so it's interesting how the vocal exercises have carried over into my own speech. So a good exercise for a singer or a speaker would be to do that dopey gee 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 gee. I mean, I'm taking that larynx and I'm pulling it down with that dopey sound. Gee 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 gee. You know, if you did those every day, a whole series of those dopey gees, I think over time the larynx would come down. But in some cases, in King, I think that perhaps a good vocalogist with some vocal exercises at the ENT may be also very helpful. Nuno Silva, Phantom Ariel. Oh, okay, they're having a discussion here. Should not be afraid of tense, nervous when you're reaching the bridge. And maybe you should practice these exercises Chuck is doing. Yeah, it just, you know, you guys, all of us are kind of in a different situation where we have this different reaction as we feel the vibration, as we feel are going up to the bridge, and we start feeling that middle area start to, you know, our habit is just to grab it. And so it takes some real practice over time. Just relax it and do some of these exaggerated sounds like the gee 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 or the nay nay nay. Or the new nose that we did today, just to kind of get you in a new condition, and then become comfortable with it. Nuno says you need to relax and put some put some head into it, voice into it, and stay in that place. Like me, for me, it feels like a middle ground. In King Chuck, I do when I do the new no exercise. I can only sustain the no for maybe 2 seconds, and then it starts to crackle and disappear. How do I do it with strength? The crackle is caused by the larynx coming up. So be very, very focused on what the vowel is doing. So if I have a student that says, if someone says, no, 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 the larynx is coming up. No, no. But listen to what happens to the vowel. No, no. The vowel starts to change. Keep that vowel exactly, strictly the same. No, 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 no. Don't change anything for practice. Don't change anything on your lips, and don't just think no. Don't even form no with your mouth, with your tongue. Just think no. It'll go in the right place. But if it starts to change, be very aware of what the vowel is doing. It's very possible that vowel is opening up a little bit. Ivan says, it's important to know that it's hard to pass the bridge if you start too heavy. Great point, Ivan. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the principle of the day Ivan has brought out. If you want this to be easier, bring the chest volume down. He's hit the mark right on the head. Reduce the size of chest. If it's this big, bring it down to here, okay? And so it matches the upper voice. Too many of us want to start out with this great big chest voice and wonder why we can't blend it in with the head voice, or why we can't even get to head. It's because there's a great big obstacle in the way called chest voice. So excellent point, Ivan. Bring that volume down in your chest. Okay. Got a message from my mother that her hometown is flooding. That's right here. Her little hometown up in northwest Missouri. That's what we say when we're a native. Okay. Daniel Mark says, yeah, as Ink King said, I've noticed my voice feels very worn after mixed voice exercises, although I've used mums and bups. Yeah, I don't do bups much, but everybody just be very aware that, first of all, the first one is in the bridge. You know, the first one can't be pull chest, because then you go to the second one, it's still pulled chest. The first one has to be, that vowel has to be very closed down. That's why I used nu today. It's the most closed vowel we have, an E. But nu, 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 nu. If I said nu, 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 I can still do no, no, no in chest. Nu, 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 no, no, nu, nu, nu. So make sure that nu, nu, nu is staying oo, or not nah. And then the second vowel, it's got to be in the exact same place as the no, 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 no. It's got to be the same as that first place. When you're first learning how to do this, it's really, really helpful. Eric, hi. Nice to have you here today, and you are welcome, sir. Ivan says, and to always stay relaxed with good support. Yeah, the low breath, taking your breath with the assistance of the diaphragm and then pulling that belly button back towards your spine gives you such an advantage. It really is helpful. Thank you, Ivan. Again, great comment. And it does actually set you up. The larynx drops a little bit when we take a low breath. So it's a great setup. Take an ENT. Hi. What exercises are good for the second bridge, Passaggio? Exactly the same ones. Exactly the same ones. And you can use, just as I showed today, I was doing it for the ladies, but I could use the same exercises to build my own second bridge there. And I am guessing then that the first bridge is in a perfect condition. Don't jump to the second bridge. It's actually easier than the first bridge. The first bridge, make sure it's very, very intact, okay? Especially if you can't hit them yet. Yeah, so taking ENT is, I think you're going to find that as you get that first bridge down really well, the second bridge becomes very doable. In King, let me see, one more. A4 is extremely forced for me, probably pure chest when I force it. Yeah, so that means you need to really focus in on E, F, and F sharp, and even the G. Because if you're doing those correctly, A4 is not a problem. If you're pulling through the first bridge, it's going to be a problem when you get to the second. It's going to feel like you're forcing it. It's going to feel really, really hard. So first bridge, ladies and gentlemen, is where all the action is. Chuck, what about Michael Jackson? He had a light, breathy voice, but a strong mixed voice. He didn't have a light, breathy voice. No, he just talked that way. But he had a very, very strong. Listen to the exercises. Go on YouTube and search for Seth Riggs, Michael Jackson vocal exercises. You'll hear Seth taking way down in the bottom and down in here. Michael singing down there, really strong, really big. But he did talk like that. Seth asked him one time, as I recall the story, he said, why do you talk that way? And he says, oh, I don't know, I just like it. My grandfather spoke that way. So his granddad did too. So it's just something that he did. He talked that way, but he didn't have a breathy voice. Chuck, what do I say? ENT, and above that, I've never hit. Yeah, so first bridge is where it's all at, taking the ENT. One more question I have is when I really, really focus on having a relaxed tongue, my singing becomes extremely inconsistent. Feels like all of the coordination goes away. Am I to use a little bit of tongue tension? No tension, just let it, generally speaking, the default position for the tongue is just resting in the bottom of the mouth, the tip of the tongue touching the backside of the lower teeth. And that's just, just let it relax there. And it will, whatever you're doing, whatever vowel you're using, that's the default. It goes back to that. And yeah, try not to get tension in it. Look what happens when I tense my tongue and arch it. Look what happens to my larynx. I pull it up. So it's connected to these muscles down here. And so the tension in the tongue can cause you some real problems. So just, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to the laxity is probably too much. You've got to have something in it, right, to form a vowel. It's got to move around. But that's the default position, and that's where it should go, and just let it lay there comfortably. Um, am I to use a little? No, so no tongue. No, you don't want to put any tongue tension in. Can you do it? A lot of people can't do the tongue trill because they use the tongue with too much tension to like adjust the pitch. But if you can do this, that's a good way to condition the tongue to be relaxed. Once I relaxed the tongue, went to a high note, I felt both chest and hooty head voice at the same time. Huh, okay. Sorry for the long question. Ink says, some vocal coaches say the best way to gain a mixed voice is with the correctly each vowel. Gain the mixed voice correctly each vowel when going higher, and you'll automatically be able to get to the bridge. I'd say so. Yeah, that vowel is so important. If I said ooh, it takes me right through it. But if I said ooh, if I open or spread the vowel, then I lose it. Or if I said oh, start to spread the vowel, I lose it. If I stay oh, so it's very, very powerful, the purity of the vowel. Purity meaning that it doesn't migrate from the correct vowel to an incorrect, more open, spreading vowel. On the second bridge topic, my G4 is actually really soft and easy for me to hit. Weirdly, that's enough. That's why I don't get why I don't get how I can't sing a high A4. Yep, it's just that the E, F sharp right below that G needs work taken. After the G4, it becomes really full of tension and force. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so taking E and T, I don't have a lot to say about the root of the tongue. I'm not even sure where that is. But I can control my tongue in general. And so just be aware of it and work to make sure that it's relaxed and you're only using it when you need to form words, vowels, and so forth. Nuno Silva says, okay, he's given some advice. Tuchuks. Hi, Tuchuks, nice to have you here. Almost missed you. Yeah, we've been going about 45 minutes now. Okay, are the vowels the key to gain the mixed voice? I would say it is one of the major keys, Ink. Yeah, because if you don't get the vowel right, then you're going to be spreading and just pulling up chest. Okay, so thank you guys. It looks like that's kind of the end of our discussion today. I don't see any other questions here. I hope this has been helpful, and that you can get right into some of these exercises. Does this answer the question, what does mixed voice mean? I hope it does. And by experiencing the mixed voice with these exercises, I think you really gain an appreciation for what mix means. And it's so powerful and so wonderful a way to sing, because you can get up into notes that you've never had before and have them sound really great, sing songs that you've never been able to sing before, and really expand your range. All of these things make such an impact. So Nuno says, for me, a D sharp 5, E5, I can't keep on doing mixed voice. Well, Nuno, you're in head voice up there, so don't worry about that. Let it go into head. Relax. The further you go up, the more and more released and relaxed you should feel. Indeed, really, thank you for answering the questions. My pleasure. I'll be sure to get lessons with you soon. That would be awesome. I do lessons on Skype, which is also in the description below. Thanks, everybody. Love and appreciate you, and glad you could join us today. Please make a comment in the section below. Let me know if this has been helpful to you. Also, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And thumbs up on the video. All your comments are appreciated. I hope that they've been of benefit to you. Fortnice. No, just arrived. Show me an exercise, please. Oh, Fortnice, you're going to have to watch the broadcasts. I'll hang up now and you'll have it ready in just a couple minutes. There's a lot of good ones on here. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time. Now all I have to do is turn off the stream. This is Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing Live. Remember, you can sing higher with beauty, confidence, and power.